Nkandla, Barimini, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of Podcast and Chill. Today I'm hanging out with a broadcasting icon. Hey, a guy who needs no introduction at all. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Robert Matluputu Marawa. Is that the word, Matluputu?
Matluputu.
Is that your real? I thought it was like a nickname.
No, it was. It was a nickname I gave myself.
Oh, is it? So it's not in your ID or anything?
No, it's not in my ID. How would it fit? Matluputu.
Yeah.
Next page.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So just a name I gave myself because I give people nicknames.
Yeah.
But nobody could nail one for me.
Yeah.
So I decided, hey, why not? So I was doing Soccer Zone, called myself Nkandla, Nkandla.
Yeah.
Azish.
Nice one, man.
Yeah.
I was given strict instructions by your team not to make you laugh too much because you might get another heart attack. And we don't want that.
Well, let's get laughing then. So we can test your first aid and see if, MacG needs a first aid ambulance outside, for chronically ill individuals like us.
Yeah, and we don't have medical aid, you know what I mean?
Not a first aid kit.
Yeah.
Not even a bandage.
Zero.
Or a plaster.
Zero.
Oh, my God.
How about I have to kiss you, you know what I mean?
All right, okay. Hey, where's the window? It's got regular guards. There's no escaping here.
But on a serious note, how is it like, is that even a question? How is it having a heart attack? But that must be scary, right?
Heart attack. I always say to people, it's the most painful thing you'll ever experience. Like if you had it, you would know something is up. Well, if you live through it, because the first one, in fact, all of them were at a gym. So here I am trying to be a healthy bugger, trying to do the good things that I'm supposed to be doing to live a healthy life. And that's exactly the time where I get a heart attack. So the first one was at the Grayston Virgin Active, and because I could feel it, man. I'm like, hey, what's
something's
this
wrong,
thing? You get hot and cold, and then you break out into a sweat, and you get irritable. Like I would punch you.
Yeah.
Like if I had a heart attack now, because you get so irritable, you could punch someone because you just want the release and the relief.
Yeah.
Because it is that hectic.
Yeah.
So I was ambulanced away. Well, almost didn't get ambulance because the ambulance was parking there. Wanting to see my medical aid card.
For real?
Yeah. So I couldn't find it and I had to call a friend to come and have a look at it in my car. It was right there in the middle console. It was like business cards and cards. And we're struggling to find a damn medical aid card. So the ambulance is chilled. It's either it takes me to Sunning Hill or it gets on the highway, it takes me to Barakwana.
But they need the card.
So they switch the engine off. Let's wait for this. In the meantime, you're dying, dude.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what I was having at the time, so I couldn't even confirm that it's a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I had to think long and hard. My ENT doctors in Sunning Hill told them the name. They phoned. He gave the number. Ambulance started.
Does the crew want to take the ambulance crew want to take pictures, selfies?
I mean, imagine of a potential corpse.
And COVID, you survived COVID.
Oh yeah, dude, I survived everything. I think I need an ICU statue of some sort. Yeah, but COVID happened. It was June, July, somewhere there. And again, it was just feeling the hot and cold flashes. Went to test the following day.
Yeah. First time you got it, ne?
Yeah, it was the first time. I took my son with me because I needed to take him back to school on Monday. So Sunday we went to test. His results were negative. Mine was positive, and so began the long journey, man. It's cruel, this thing.
So how do you end up in ICU?
Because it's COVID pneumonia. So COVID pneumonia is basically attacking your lungs. So when they take the X-rays and they can see the spread of the COVID there, then it's then you're balancing on life. So I was on oxygen the whole time. In fact, I was hospitalized when my oxygen levels were 92. So if I was in Joburg then, I remember at that stage the Joburg hospitals were full, there were no beds, there was nothing. So if I had to go to a hospital and they said, oh, your oxygen's 92, they would send me back home and said, "Ay man, sharp winner, you're wasting our time here."
Yeah.
We want people in the 80s and, who need ventilation. So I was in Durban then. So luckily the numbers were low. I was hospitalized and oxygen from the word go. But Nami, I started drifting into the 80s now in terms of the oxygen levels. So that's when they got worried. Moved me out of the main ward and then took me into ICU. So I was in ICU for, it seemed forever though. I don't know, between 4 to 8 days.
Shit.
I was there. But hey, man, when you're sleeping there and you see right across you, they bring somebody in at night. And then in the morning when you wake up, that door is open, the mattresses are being flapped around and they're cleaning, and you know exactly what has happened. That person's gone.
Yeah.
So you were seeing a lot of that happening, and you're thinking,
could be my mattress next.
Dude, and I'm not going to be there to witness my mattress being flipped like that. So, yeah, I mean, it's a brutal virus.
Yeah.
And I always, flag to people that, guys, listen, you got to take this thing seriously.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're not going to live, you're not going to survive, and a lot of people have lost their lives. And
are you getting vaccinated? Have you gotten the jab yet?
I'm going to get the jab. I had to wait. You see, when you get this thing, then you kind of have to wait a little bit because you don't know how you're going to react if you're going to be around people, and I'm around my mother a lot of the time. So they said, I needed to go for lung capacity test. So they need to check if your lungs are now fully functional. Are you able to take in? Is not enough breath? Are you able to puff out? So I passed that, which was cool. Yeah. So now I'm ready to go get it. Have you been jabbed?
No, not yet. Not yet.
You're not going to do it?
No, I'm going to do it. I just need to know more information about it, before I make a decision. Yeah, there's a lot happening, man.
It's a foreign body entering your system.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot to consider. Because once you take it, there's no turning back.
No, there isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, were you like a flu vaccine kind of guy?
Nah.
Okay.
I was like, I'll let that thing slide,
Eat oranges and avos.
Yeah. Do you think like most of these attacks, they're caused by the work that you do? Because it can be very stressful at times.
No, it is. The heart attacks were because I was hardly sleeping, working very late into the night, traveling a lot. Diet was a mess. When you're living bachelor life, you just, whatever's food is food. But also it's not consistent. So you may be eating that one meal a day, and that one meal is a messed up meal. You're just eating to get full. So I was not resting enough. I was not eating well. I was not giving my body the respect it deserves, So at some point, the body says, dude, easy, But I'm just lucky. I'm damn lucky because you find people like the late Chester Williams.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, fully fit guy. I mean, 95 Rugby World Cup winning player for South Africa. Fit, and he's coaching a team. He trains every morning. And the guy just once... he had it.
Yeah.
Gone.
Jeez, crazy, man.
And that for me is the sad part, is that, here I am.
It's hectic, man, yeah.
2 heart attacks later, COVID later.
Yeah.
There's a purpose, I think.
I guess so, man.
Yeah.
If you want a broadcaster, what would you have been?
Lawyer. That's what I came to Joburg for.
A lawyer?
That's what I came to Joburg for, was to study law at Wits. So I did, 3 years of that. I was literally into my final year.
Yeah.
I was literally into my final year. Got scholarships and everything to go to the UK, study entertainment law.
Nice.
And then, boom, SABC happened.
Yeah. I heard a crazy story that you were about to write your final exam in law.
Yeah.
And then you had an audition that day. And you decided to go to the audition and not finish the...
I had a craving for broadcasting, so that was like a desire to do. As much as I wanted to be a lawyer and came to study law, but damn, man, I mean, broadcasting for me, I was scared of radio. I won't even lie. I never even thought of doing radio at all. The one thing I wanted to do was do television work, so that was what I aspired towards, was to do TV, be part of a broadcasting channel or network and television, and, basically try and kick ass there.
Yeah.
So the audition happened and they were happy, and I was like, cool, start.
So you never finished your exam? Like you never qualified?
I'm a dropout.
For real?
Yeah, dropout. But there's every intention for me to finish because I'm closer to the finish line than the start. It's just that I thought things would get better.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that, I never thought that my career would shoot off like that. It was a desire I had, but I think I put in so much work into it that geez, I didn't have time for myself. Never mind time for finishing a degree. But maybe now that I'm unemployed, there's going to be plenty of time.
You're unemployed.
Of course I am.
All right, let's start from the beginning, man.
Yeah.
Is it true your mom is Zulu and your dad is Tswana?
Tswana, yeah.
So how come you've never spoken Tswana? I've never heard you speak Tswana.
Because I'm born, bred and patted in KZN. Vryheid, so where are you going to speak Tswana to anybody?
Yeah.
Even when the cops stop you and, hey, smongo sakho Marawa. Inland. Inland. Or they look at your ID and they look at your drivers. In Majaland. So that's how it was before. But obviously now when you get into the space, when they see Marawa, they hey, okay. So it's a different story. But yeah, I mean, Malawa. Malawa. So yeah, but that's it. Uma umakebo mazulu usthuli. Born within the royal family of KwaZulu.
You part of the royal family?
No, she is. I don't want to claim her.
Oh, okay.
No, she is.
But you're a bloodline, direct bloodline.
She is. I don't want to claim. She is. I mean, Grandpa was Bishop Alpheus Zulu, who was a bishop of the Anglican Church, who, when he retired, went to become the Legislative Assembly Speaker for KwaZulu, the KZN Legislative Assembly.
Yeah.
And umntwana waphinda angene Chief Mangosuthu Buthelezi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So massive respect. And I think also, Chief Buthelezi brought him in knowing the credibility of the person he is and his lineage when it comes to the Zulu family.
So you cannot speak any Tswana at all? Like
I understand, but I just don't
you can't even say like, they're like
no, but say it to me in Chivenda. How are you gonna say I would love to hear, the Vanda version.
Yeah.
So I say Kim, and you say,
hey, I don't know. Hey, I'm busy taking
it. In Venda?
I don't even know.
You can't tolika it.
I can't.
I have to call my mother.
No, but you know what Shelele means.
Yeah.
It just means I'm gonna and then come back.
Everything. All I know is Kezo.
Well, it's Zulu Kezo.
Yeah.
Ukezo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is it true your mom used to record like during the week, because you're in boarding school, right?
Yeah.
So during the week she'd record like soccer games, football games, keep newspapers, and when you come back in the weekend she'd show you. That's a true story.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how else would I have known? I was in Little Flower Primary School at Show. Hey, the nuns were crazy, but there was no beating about the bush. In fact, they beat you into the bush. That is how rough it was. So she played that role. VHS cassettes, record for me.
2000 was Google what a VHS
Yeah,
is.
so you must Google there. Yeah? What a VHS tape is. So she recorded these games. So when I came back during a holiday, I would watch and then I would read the publications. I mean, the Sowetan came once every couple of weeks, but whatever came through, she would keep for me to read. So that's how my passion for sports started, like really as a youngster, watching games that I was not able to watch because we had no TV, even at school. So we watched the games on radio.
Yeah.
So imagine.
Who's your first sporting hero that you met before you got into the game?
Oof. Hey, Saul, now my questions are.
No,
that's a fair question.
Yeah, who were you starstruck to meet before you were Rob Marawa?
And I've told him that because he was almost like my role model, Max Mapunyan.
Oh, not Mubs.
Max.
No, Max Mafa.
The real one.
Yes.
Okay. The real one.
The original. Come and go.
Come and go, pro. The man with the wristband. The man on the statue. The record holder of goals that KZ achieves with 85 goals. So that man, Max Mapunyan, he was for me like such an all-rounded person where as much as he was a brilliant footballer, he also had a business mind. He was working then as a salesman at Adidas.
Oh wow!
So
back
he was
in the days.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he was playing football, but then he was salesman for Adidas, and that for me showed somebody who was keen to look at life beyond football, because what if there was that injury? What if now he can't play anymore? Then you just have that name. You know. So
and it wasn't lucrative at the time, like soccer.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Those guys played for basically a sack of potatoes. Bro.
And were you playing like, is Freyhood like a Kasi, is it a hood? Because I think you grew up soft, eh?
Nah.
Robbie.
I grew up on a farm, dude.
You grew up on a farm?
I grew up on a farm. In fact, while we chat, I'll show you the kind of place that we grew up in. It was a farm, dude. We had no next door neighbors. There was nothing. It was just your place there, the next place is there. It was Banban, Kanyil, and was. There was no Kasi, there was nothing. It was just the plaza. You take cattle and sheep to the dip. There was a dip in. Yeah, that's what we did. Herding and whatever. So it was a proper farm, you know. So that's the so-called shopping center.
Yeah, it's a little dopey here.
No, it's not even a dopey, but it's a farm.
That's the farms.
Yeah, that's the farm.
No wonder he's the goat.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And you never used to play like soccer with other kids and anything like that?
Dude, I was thrown into boarding school from the age of like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
The way I went to a local school here, so we would walk. It was about 5 k's away every morning.
Yeah.
Come back, the butter toughies are chowed up. Go back to school, you know.
Yeah.
So we used to get the cow dung from here, take it every Friday, and then on the floor.
Yeah.
Then the ladies brought the water.
Yeah.
And it was game on.
Because he strike me as one of those guys, if you're playing soccer with Marawa, he's the one who's got the ball. And if he loses, I mean, man.
Yeah, with his full kit.
You strike me as those, eh?
No. It's a shayskatulo. And sometimes not even wearing any shoes. You know, I don't know if you know Nkandla. Nkandla is there under your foot.
Yeah.
So you could put like a coin if it's hectic. Yeah, so you got cracked feet, you got all of those things, but that was the life we lived.
Yeah.
Farm life, Baba. So don't think because somewhere along the line and we try and speak it, but
how did you get into Hilton College? Because that's one of the most expensive schools in the country.
That's part of the sacrifice the parents made. So I just showed you now the picture of what was the generator of the income.
Yeah.
So it's like one of these farm stalls that are there. So you basically mealie meal, sugar, you know, the basics, and you're selling to the community.
Yeah.
You know, so the old lady worked extremely hard. But that's why our holidays were not, there was no holidays. We came back and we helped in that shop. You know, so we would help them do the business, because the business is what then was responsible for the 4 kids going to school.
Oh.
Yeah.
When did you move to Nkandla, and why did you move to Nkandla?
So born in Vryheid, grew up a little bit in the township, Simunye. I don't even remember because I was too young.
Yeah, sure.
So Nkandla was basically because of that farm shop that was there.
Yeah.
So the grandfather's the one that hooked it up for my dad and my mom. Yeah. So that's how Nkandla happened. But Nkandla's big. You know, everyone says Nkandla, hey, you must know Jacob Zuma.
Yeah.
Of course, yes, we do.
Yeah.
But Malala is on the other side, like the town side.
Have you been to his house, Jacob Zuma?
Yeah.
How crazy is it? It's a palace, ne?
Hey, it's a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a giving person. So I think every year he did something for the kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, especially around Christmas. He had a whole big marquee, and, you know, he would play kind of Father Christmas for the kids, giving back to the community. So we'd go there. So every time we go there, hey, love to meet.
Yeah. True Zulu man.
You know, so then the guys bring the meat, and, you know, typical African way of doing it. And it's game on.
Why is he in the mental?
Yeah. Oh.
Even with the sauce, the
old man used to love that. Yeah, beautiful.
That's my shit.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So where is it here now?
It's not here. Hey. Mari must have a class. After that, one round.
But you can make it happen, man.
Yeah.
Podcast and chill, Uber Eats, Klogo.
Hey, I like that.
I mean, why must you be buying burgers from McDonald's?
You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're a Mac as well.
Yeah.
Mac and Charles.
I saw you've got competition. Yeah, man. Before we talk about your career, I want to talk about like growing up during the apartheid era. Because I read a story where you went to Wimpy and there was 2 lines.
Hey.
Tell me about that story, man.
But obviously it was like the tail end of apartheid. When you're making us look like dinosaurs. But it was the tail end of apartheid.
Yeah.
But that's what it was. You know, because my younger sister went to a school there in Vryheid. So you've driven from Nkandla to Vryheid and you want to chow something. So there's Wimpy.
Yeah.
And then you walk in. I mean, naturally, you see a long queue. And then you see the other till, which has got like probably 2 people. So you try and go to that short queue. Near. All the kaffers. Hey, okay. Sure, madam. And then you start to think, okay, then let's sit down. You know, because there's quite a few seats. You know. So then like, no, the table. No. Nie swart mense sit. Kind of vibe. So darkies were in one queue, served by the black lady, were not allowed to sit down, only had to do takeaway.
Shit.
Yo.
So
They
that
didn't
was
have a place to eat
no, why must you eat that?
and call it a cafeteria.
Oh. You see, your genius was not there then. You see, you could have made a killing. You know, it's like I'm trying to give him ideas on how to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
So that is killing everything right now. You might as well kill
Everything else. Yeah.
There must be eating out of the palm of your hand.
Sure. So you stood in the line?
Dude, what are you going to do? You want the burger? You're hungry. You have another trip back to Nkandla now. So you drop the sister off. Now you have to go back with the old lady.
Wow, man.
So you had to queue.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, it was rough. But, hey, the people that engineered apartheid, they knew what they were doing, guy.
Yeah.
They had it sorted. I mean, when you look
Till
at the
this
whole...
day, bro.
Yeah. But when you look at the whole township thing, they put all the darkies there in one place. Then you have to take either a train or buses, where you are now paying them back. And you have to be far away from town. That was the catch. Put the darkies far from town. So that's why any township in the country, you look at the location geographically of where city center is and where township is. You needed to use a mode of transport, public transport, which was also controlled by them. So they were controlling you, they were controlling how you move, they were controlling how you move back home. But you were always controlled. You know, so they had the mechanisms to mess with your mind.
And not much has changed. It's
No, not
like
much
that.
has changed.
Yeah.
But who do we blame, you see? Because you got a black government, right?
Yeah. Let's go to 1996. You start off as a continuity presenter on Simunye.
Yeah.
Simunye, we are one. Remember that? Yeah. How does that come about?
Yeah.
How does that come about?
But that was the thing. That was really how I started, was with Simunye. It was that audition that you spoke about.
Yeah.
So that was the audition for me. They needed somebody to speak Zulu and
How do you get the
English.
audition?
Dude, I was late.
Yeah.
I came late. The auditions were closed, but they still needed a Zulu person to speak Zulu. And
No, I'm saying, how did you know about the audition? Did someone call you?
Someone just told me.
Oh, someone
so
told
I
you.
just went. I didn't know where SABC was. I just walked. They showed me where the tall building was, and I just walked from campus.
Yeah.
And got in there. So that's why I always say to people that my shortcut, it's not going to work. If you really want something serious, you're going to find a way of getting it. You know, people talk about what is it? So you know these things, opening up the industry.
Yeah, open up the industry. Yeah.
You know, who's going to open up for who? And why are they opening up for anybody? You know, because if you want it, you're going to go and get it. So we're talking about Wimpy. So if you've been a chef frying chips at Wimpy for 5 years, now when 5 years is up, you're going to say, okay, let's open up for that other guy who's a promising chef. Now you, chef, go home and prepare for your death. You know,
forget about your kids.
No, life doesn't work like that. Yeah. It's always the best person for the job. Well, if you want brilliance and excellence, then that's what it is. So I just auditioned. There was a lady, Celeste was her name, I remember, because She's the one that said, no, we still need one more person.
Yeah.
So come here. Then they roll something on auto cue written in Zulu, and
you've never seen auto cue in your life?
I've never seen it. So, oh, yeah, oh, okay. No rehearsal, nothing. I don't know who wrote that thing. Send me and then it changes to English. Then I just saw the guys like,
yeah.
But I wasn't sure. But they were like, no, we'll tell you tomorrow. We'll let you know. Because there's a whole long list of people, but we'll let you know.
Who did you start with, Simunye? Because there was a whole lot of you guys.
There was a lot. Remember there was a white lady, Camilla Walker.
Oh, yeah.
She spoke his Zulu and English as well. Yeah. So they might have, but probably, I think Dixie might have started it. Because he was like one of the favorites. He had hair like yours at the time. So, he was the funky kid and so on. But yeah, we were there, scheduled at some point.
And then how do you transition into from Simunye to sports?
Dude, that thing was boring.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't fire you? They didn't send you an SMS?
No, there was no SMSs.
Or payphone?
No.
They paged him.
They paged you.
There was pages though, Who says Saul is young, guys? Home affairs. Where are you? No, it wasn't. No, I mean, dude, if the news is at 7:30, the news is going to be 7:30 every single day, every week, every month, every year.
Yeah.
So you coming on and saying, guess what's next? The news in Zulu. Or the news in Xhosa.
Yeah, because it was like 20, 30 seconds and you're out.
Yeah, man. You got to a stage where it was just monotonous. I'm always grateful for that opportunity. But it was crazy. It was the best times of my TV career. Yeah. That whole Simunye vibes thing. I got to meet the greatest human beings, the greatest souls, because everyone is just like genuine. That thing was literally almost the first look into black celebrity.
Oh, yes.
So the Zandine Klapos of this world were just like, look at that lady. The Camillas, everybody that was there was just like, wow.
Yeah.
You couldn't even go to a mall because then if they knew the Simunye presenters were there. You're an
influencer.
So we didn't even know. We didn't even charge for that.
How much was it? It was probably like 700 per call, 500 per call.
Yes, you're earning well. 500 per call. You're like in the 300.
300. Imagine paying Robert Marawa 300.
So when you tally it up at the end and you're like, how many shifts have I done? If it gets to 2,000, you are winning.
It's Christmas.
You are winning. 2,000. But that was the life, and I can never regret that. For me that was the beginning, but it just got to a stage where I was like, hey guys, in the weekends there's going to be karate movie, someone. During the week the news will be there. Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful. So I just wanted a challenge. I wanted to get into broadcasting to challenge me.
So how do you get into sports?
I just went and I knocked. I said to the guy, listen, I believe you guys need someone.
What show is this for the sports show? The first one you do?
There was a show called Latuma.
Oh yeah, Latuma, yes.
There was a show called Latuma. So Rob Rogers was the producer. And I think they were just struggling to get somebody. The previous weekend they'd had a Bafana game. The lines were cut like an international game. If you go to about Congo and whatever, there's wars and things. So the game was on, and then the broadcast was cut. So they had to go back to studio. It was a struggle. Because now you have to pad. So just keep improvising, keep talking. Line's still not up, keep talking. So I think they got exposed then. And then they went into the market to say, we need somebody. So I had to go for an audition. I walked in. I can't mention the names of the people I saw there, but there were people that I'd seen only in magazines and newspapers. And I was like, yay! I almost did like a Michael Jackson moonwalk.
Which one is this one?
Let me go, so wrong direction. Let me go out. This thing is going to be a mess. A mess. Who am I? Just a kid who's been doing Simunye. And I'm here with all of these stalwarts. I know, but I went in. I was like, hey,
Killed
guys,
it.
this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, sport.
Let's go.
Anytime, any day.
Latu.
You know, so that was it. It was just literally then the Thursday they phoned back to say, guy, you got the gig. There's a game on Sunday, Bloemfontein Celtic versus Pirates at FNB Stadium.
Yeah.
Do you want to start then or do you want to start at the end of the month?
Yeah.
So I was like, if I can't do Celtic and Pirates, then I might as well not be here. So I said, Style Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
1998, you've been on the air for about 2 years. Now, I think, is this your biggest break where you get to recover the FIFA World Cup?
Yo, dude, that was crazy. I mean, how do I... Remember then there was no Supersport.
Yeah.
So people need to put that in the back of their minds. All sport was SABC. All sport was with the public broadcaster. So what was it, 52 or 62 games? All of them were with the SABC. So I'm working with the guy that I'd always looked up to when I'd seen Martin Locke.
Oh, wow.
So Martin Locke is the guy, you know, as far as sport TV is concerned, in the whole of SA, probably in the whole of the continent. And they say, no, half the games Martin Locke you do, half the games Robert you do.
Nice.
Now the whole country is watching, dude. This is a World Cup. And South Africa is part of that World Cup. First ever in France.
Yeah. It was a big deal.
Yeah, no. But again, because of life challenges, sure you get nervous, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, yo, okay, half the games are coming to me, half are going to Martin Locke. Let's get the ball rolling.
And how different was 1998 World Cup to 2006? Because you also did 2006, ne?
No, it's all the World Cup since 98.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
2006, you were in Germany. Did you do it in Germany or you were this side?
No, Germany.
Yeah.
It was just crazy. Yo, remember it was a summer World Cup as well.
Yeah.
So the Germans are drinking beer from things the size of, is this a vase?
Yeah.
No. The real thing.
Yeah.
It was an experience and a half, and that was the first time they were trying out these things called fan parks.
Oh, yes.
So
what we know now, yeah.
So if you couldn't go to the stadium, you go to a fan park, and the fan park is just as good as being at the stadium. And it was just madness, you know, they are wild, they topless, and they drinking, but it was a vibe. But you know, you're supposed to be working there, which we did work. I mean, the most beautiful feeling for me was being on the Autobahn. I mean, I drove a car which was similar to like an Opel Kadett.
Okay.
I just forgot what they were called back then. And then driving on the Autobahn. Right?
What's an Autobahn now, Robbie?
Autobahn, fine. Google if you're watching. So
It's that road in Germany where there's like no limits, speed limits.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No limits, Bob. I mean, think about it. That's why when you get on the highway and they say 120, and you're saying, but 120, how is this even possible? I mean, the Germans are making the BMWs, the Mercs, the Audis, and everything else, the M3s and whatnot. How are you expected to drive an M3, whatever, at 120? You know, that's an insult to the German engineering that has gone in. So they've got the Autobahn in Germany. You can drive at 300.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And the crazy thing about it is that they keep discipline. So the fast lane is a fast lane, and if you finish overtaking, you come back to the slow lane because it's left-hand drive. So fast lane is on this side. But I was clocking, I didn't know a car, when you clock the entire speedometer, it starts to cut like this because it can't do anything more. So that's how far my so-called Kadett was able to go. But I was probably doing like 220 then, but it just keeps cutting. So a trip similar to Joburg to Durban, I did in 3 hours.
What?
Yeah, on that Autobahn. But there's discipline, people are driving. So when you're doing your 220 and you look rear view, there's either a Porsche or Ferrari, or they just overtake you and they disappear. Gone. You know, and you're thinking, how? But for me, I'm rocking 20 here, and the guy just overtakes you like you're standing. And there's just like so many life lessons you learned. You go into like a Shell garage, for example. You buy your takeaway, but they're selling beer. They're selling vodka. They're selling whatever it is.
Wow.
But the people know the limit. Yeah. They know the limit that if you get caught and you're above the limit, it's game over for you.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so you can have your burger, you can have your pint of beer, and get back on the autobahn. But just be within. But you can buy a whole crate and put it in your car from the garage.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, if we had that in SA, driving the wrong side of the road. I'd be like, what the hell's going on? Now, niyabuya noma niyayidebet. Asas.
You're right. When does the radio bug bite you?
Radio, Baba. I told you I was scared
Scared
of radio.
radio,
I was scared of radio. Radio was that thing that, because I loved it so much, I never imagined myself to be in it. Never imagined myself to be in radio. I mean, I listened to what was then Radio Zulu. So when you listen to Joshua
That's like
Mlaba,
Ukhozi, ne?
Ukhozi now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So there was about Joshua Mlaba, Malindi Gantuli, about Bodloza Nzimande, Cyril Bongani Mchunu, Kansas City. Now, I mention those names and I'm just like,
In awe.
I'm just like, guys, come now. You know, the first time I saw Kansas City in Newcastle at Imadadin in the stadium, about Rebecca and everyone are performing there. I was just like, my God, I was like scared. I froze. You know, yeah, I'm a nobody. But now in Kansas, I was just like, my God, that is how much in awe I was of him. You know, it was at the Rumelin Stadium, and it just didn't. So when I came to Joburg, I wanted to do TV, like I said, but radio, no. I mean, I was listening when I was a kid, Tabo Wilson Gosi, Gran Shakwane, Mam Shadow, Twala, all of those people. I was just like, nah.
Can't be me.
Not my league. One side, it's for other people. So I never ever.
So how does your first show come about?
It's Romeo Kumal.
Romeo Kumal?
Yeah, Romeo just like gives me a call. Guy, are you watching there on TV? What you doing on sport? Loving it. Please come and do that on radio. I must come on radio. And he was doing the repertoire then, you know, on Metro. So he does his, finishes at 6 on a Sunday. He was like, oh, come in. So that's when I was supposed to start.
Yeah.
So he basically, there was no training. There's a big desk there. There's a control room.
Are you running the desk?
Dude, I know nothing about radio. I haven't even called in to be shown where I switch on the microphone.
Yeah.
So Romeo finishes his repertoire. I'm standing behind him. He says, you switch on the mic here. You play the ads there. Andrew Botobel is there. He'll take the calls for you. I'll be listening in the car.
Wow.
And he walked out.
Just like that.
Yeah. Done. No producer, no nothing. Just like that was my induction in radio. 30-minute show on a Sunday. And sure, from 30 minutes, it became an hour. From an hour, it became an hour, 30 minutes. And then
you're still doing sports at that time, no? When you started,
just sports.
Just sports.
Nah. I want to be a DJ, nothing. He just wanted me to do sport. And I was like, great.
Wow.
That's my kind of thing. So, but I was nervous, man. I mean, this was Metro FM. Dude, I'm talking about Metro FM from back then.
Yeah.
You know,
when
you talk about the radio Metro.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Metro FM.
Yeah.
I'm talking about radio Metro.
Sure.
You know, so when you put the name Romeo Kumalo to it, then you're talking about radio Metro. That was like the biggest commercial radio station in the country.
Wow.
So just to be a part of it for me, when you have context, dude, it's surreal because of what Metro brought into all of our lives, you know. And I was just like, I don't know. But I did what I could do. And the bottom line, and people wonder, that's why I love being criticized. Yeah. Because I think criticism is what built me.
Okay.
So when I did radio, because the guys knew me as the TV person.
Yes, there's a lot of backlash,
not even. The guys accepted, they loved the show, but there was just a guy who worked for the Sowetan then. He was writing a column on radio. Every opportunity he got, I was clapping me, bro. Clapping me. You know, the headlines was, hey, pretty boy Marawa, this, useless on radio, this. So I would read these things and I'd be like, okay.
Okay, let me show them.
All right, and then remember, Sowetan then is like the authority. There's no social media. You know, so that is the thing. Everybody reads the Sowetan.
What they say is gospel.
Dude, this guy was clapping me, every single time. So much so that you start to not believe in yourself.
Sure.
But then you're like, but why? What is the issue? And I remember that guy left Soweto and went to the Saturday Star to work there. The first column he got to write at Saturday Star was him clapping me again. So I'm like, okay, Menzen Lobab, you know? I didn't even want to mention his name. I don't want to give him the
credit.
All I can say is that, though, hey, your criticism, it built me. I loved it. Criticize some more wherever you are. You know yourself now.
Hey! Yeah, no, that's crazy. What do you think about radio right now?
Can I have water? Which cheers, man.
Cheers.
Which radio, boss?
Which one? What is that?
Which one? Spuzen. Spuzen, madoda. Spuzen sehlise nje kancane.
I'm really interested to hear what you think of radio, man. Because I got my own views.
You know, when I drove here, I actually realized as I was parking that I didn't even switch on the radio. I drove like the car in silence. And that's so unlike me because, like I said, radio. And you know where I even further respected radio? When I got to Joburg, because we were able to find Radio Bob.
Can I get a refill there?
Yeah.
Radio Bob, yeah?
So Radio Bob was 540 on AM feed.
You were still on AM?
So it was still on AM, Radio Bob. Yeah. So my first encounter of, again, different radio, but intriguing radio, was me trying to find Radio Bob when I got to Joburg. So I go in the AM thing and then scrolling and trying to go to 540. And then I come across, this was around about 9:30 in the evening, I come across these guys fighting on air. Yeah. How? Then I stop and I listen. Because I'm not used to this. You know, KZN, we didn't have people fighting on the radio.
Yeah.
It was just music.
It's foreign.
Yeah. So, yo, kaffer booty, yo, man.
Hey. On radio?
On radio.
Hiban.
I'm like, yo, guys.
That was the birth of podcast and chill.
Do it. Probably was. But it was just back then. Yeah. On a different frequency. Yeah. Then I tried, I'm like, yo, okay, well, Bob Radio can just chill for now. Let me listen to this. Yo. And it turned out to be Talk Radio 702.
Oh. Whoa.
John Robbie was doing 9 to 12. And the white people, because remember then, the whole transition into democracy was starting to happen.
Yeah.
And they were resisting. They were resisting completely. You know, that whole transfer to this democracy that was there. So they were calling John Robbie a Gaffer Buiki because he was pro whatever the negotiations that were happening at the time, F.W. de Klerk, Mandela, and everyone else. Hey, they were nailing him, Bob. And so for me, that's how I discovered 702. And it almost just became my go-to station. Was then there had radicals like about John Kwela in there as well. So John also was just like, stuff you. So whatever the white people were telling him, was he was a smart guy, you know, but also just arrogantly, beautifully, Nkandla, you know, so he told them where to get off. And I was like, this is fascinating. You know, so for me now, my switch to radio, the conventional radio, became the radio now that has got talk radio incorporated. You know, so I was like, hey, I'm Nandi, like guy. And I started listening to 702 the whole time, you know, so I listened to all of the offering that they had. Which again kind of helped to gauge how far I could go. Yeah. You know, on the sporting
and
side of things. Yeah. Because now you're getting into similar debates, but it's not politics.
It's just
it's sport.
Yeah.
You know, but sport also has politics. You know, as we've all discovered. As we've now discovered why some of us are unemployed is because you incorporate the politics of sport, which is what drives sport.
Yeah. Give me your top 3 broadcasters of all time and top 3 broadcasters now.
Yo, of all time, I've mentioned them. Cyril Bongani Mchunu, Kansas City. He's still on radio, man.
Who?
He's the original guy on Metro FM. Wilson Bingos.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Wilson, he's different class, that man. And then of all time, number 3. Who have I left out? Because there's so many. Exactly.
Fat Joe.
Now you...
Yeah. So many.
Hey. Yeah. Nkandla is a game changer.
Yeah.
You know, I love that brother. We've had many discussions.
Yeah.
You know, man was able to do his breakfast show from his apartment, wearing pajamas there in his flat in Cape Town.
Yeah.
You know, but he made it happen.
Yeah.
You know, because he can make it happen. Goes to East Coast and he rubbishes the situation. He gets fired. That is the Fat Joe that I know.
Yeah.
But a smart guy.
Yeah.
A very smart guy. Yeah. I suppose I can't have too many of the old dopies. So now
give me top 3 now. Like the last show you listened to, who you listened to.
But that's why I'm saying it's difficult, man. I've got mad respect for Glenn Lewis.
Okay.
Glenn has got the longevity. Remember, he was also on Bob Radio. So
which is tough, eh?
Yeah.
Longevity is crazy.
It's madness. He was there, Toyando as well, Radio Toyando. He was there. Metro has came back similar times on Radio 2000 with him. And for him in 2018 to win a radio award again was testimony to the kind of great work that he does. Glenn Lewis definitely will be there. Where did we put Fat Joe? Did we put him in the old as well?
It's up to you. We'll put him in the new.
Well, we put it the new because we catch Lisha. He's got those traits. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Gareth Cliff.
Gareth, I wanted him to come on Metro. I haven't told Romeo. I said, Romeo, you want to change the landscape of broadcasting? Bring this white boy here. You know.
That would have been crazy.
Bring him for the breakfast show on Metro.
Sure.
Because he was doing an hour on 702.
Yes, when he was a young
man. I was like, this guy, because he invited me a lot of the time to come onto that 1 hour slot. I'm like, this white guy is a black guy, you know, he understands us, you know. So I said that to Romeo, but I think he wasn't sure because, it's a big thing to do. Then, next door, 5FM, and he blew up.
They killed it.
Yeah, I know, he blew up. So again, I like game changers. He was certainly one of them, yeah.
Tell me about the art of interviewing, because I think you're probably one of the best interviewers to come out of this country.
Listen to you, man. You the one.
You're
the one. But you're not here. This is not for singing gospel. Yeah, choir. You're here interviewing people.
But what's your art? Because it's an art.
But you gotta know background. You know, I watch you and I know that you've done your homework because you're able to lead. If you can't lead and you can't bounce back, then it means you're just taking chances. You know, you get out because there's a microphone in front of you. But if you're able to lead a person, if you're able to argue with somebody, my thing is that it's slightly different because I'm half the time trying to interrogate and getting an answer out of somebody. Is that I will know what the answer is, but I'll ask you deliberately. You know, like I'll say, Mac, I'm glad that you're now into beetroot juice and life is beautiful. Yes. You know, so how's the beetroot juice there in your glass?
Yes.
You know, is it healthy?
Yeah.
But I know what the content is in that glass. And it's not beetroot juice. And if you answer me and you say beetroot is healthy, it's making my skin glow. You know? So the art of leading is such that people expose themselves by themselves. Yeah. So you kind of open that hole and you bing into it. But preparation, I spend time. You gotta research. You gotta prepare. You gotta know the subject matter.
Yeah, I mean, when I was at Prime Media, John Robbie's show was at 6, but he'd rock up there at 1.
Yeah. 1 a.m.
1 a.m. doing prep.
Going through prep, and that's why he was that thorough. That's why he was able to give the then Minister of Health the tough time that he did. You know, about beetroot and garlic and gingers and all of those things.
And what do you think about? Because I noticed in your interviews, you don't interrupt the guest a lot.
It depends.
Yeah.
It depends. There are those that require me to, and there are those that allow me to just give him the freedom. Yeah. So it depends what it is, because people get scared. And I'm still hurt that Joe Hudler never came to do my Legends show up until I left. Because I think he was also not... he knows reputationally that I'm very tough when it comes to questioning.
Yeah.
But he didn't understand that Fridays is a Legends show. It's a time where we celebrate your achievement and we
chilling,
just chill and have a good time.
Not frying you.
No, not frying, not grilling, nothing. Just healthy, unhealthy meals, no. We're just chilling, celebrating. So I think he was afraid that there's something I know about him that I just want to,
Yes.
And it wasn't that, So you get a lot of people that avoid you because they think, hey, I was just
we get that a lot, man.
Are you serious?
A lot. But it's like when you're interviewing a celebrity, it's your life. I mean, it's not like
so they run away from you. I told you guys. But it's nice to be. I'm not saying it's nice to be feared. But people must know that when they step into your space, they're not just stepping into your space to waste people's time.
Oh yes.
Yeah, there's got to be some level of value that you're bringing on board.
Yeah, because there's episodes that we've done that we haven't put up because we're like, there's no value for our listeners.
Yeah.
Because of the energy of the guest,
So this one might not even make it.
This is tier one.
So this is the one that goes straight into the dustbin. Waste of our time.
Best interview you've ever done, and you've done a lot, and you've interviewed some high-profile people. But
I think it's the crazy ones, Mac. When I go off ramp, and I always say this, is that, I mean, imagine doing a sports show and you bring Mandela on. That for me was just like, because I'm also crazy like that. I like to push the envelope.
Yeah.
But then I can twist it. So, okay, I want to talk to Mandela, but why am I going to speak to Mandela? Okay, he was a former boxer.
He's a sports fool.
He loves sport. And at that time, Hansi Cronje, that whole thing of the whole scandal, match fixing was hectic. It was before he passed away and whatever. So they had just been busted. And the first person Hansi wanted to speak to was Mandela. So I wanted to know what the hell he was phoning him for. So I wanted to, So that, I know I'm starting to pile up my case. So why do I want to speak to this Mandela on a sports show? When there's so many current affairs shows that have never had Mandela. Now here's this guy who wants Mandela to come on. So I'm like, cool, I want to talk about the Hansi Cronje thing. I want to talk about him as a former boxer. And then I want to talk to him about how Louis Late took him to court. So remember, since he was jailed, there was no other court that he attended. So here's a guy who's a rugby boss, Saru, rugby guy. Now he's the one taking Mandela to court. So having read his book, I wanted to understand how he felt. Was it similar to before the time he got jailed? Sitting president being taken to court, by Louis Late. So I was like, okay, Robert, there is Zelda. Speak to Zelda.
Yeah.
And Zelda made it happen.
Wow.
So he came to the studio. Right,
and that was the best.
Packed outside. It was. Yeah, I listened to that 29 minutes of radio almost twice every single year since I did it.
For real.
Yeah. Remember, I'm also, kind of a newish kid on the block on radio. I have to be nervous. This is a world leader, So I need to know my story.
Yeah.
And again, that took preparation. It took me time to go through that book here, Louis Late, and everything else. I mean, I'm sure everything else was what I know in sport, but trying to just get things out of him. He was a fascinating interview.
And the worst?
Yeah, you get those a lot.
Hey, bruh. Hey.
I know.
Hey.
You would need another show. Maybe you do it for your New Year's Eve bumper.
But there's gotta be, mine is Kelly Kumar. There's gotta be one.
Why?
For you.
What did she do?
There was nothing.
No energy, nothing.
Nah, everything was God.
Yeah.
Yeah, God.
What did God do?
What happened to sense of God? You get those vibes. You're trying, but you're suffering.
So when did you end the interview?
After 20 minutes, I was like, that's 3 chance. I was like, how's your album? Are we good?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're done?
Done. There was nothing there.
Yo.
You know?
And look at us looking at the Pac-Man machine and still going on.
Yeah, you know. So you don't have any
crazy.
experience like that? No worst interview?
There's a lot that are bad where, you see, with football, and especially football, what I've tried to learn to do is to try and be accommodative. So if you're thinking midstream that maybe it's the language thing, then you try and switch to vernac.
Okay, yes.
But still in vernac,
it's still not landing.
Then it's like
And then everybody wants to know what happened at Supersport.
I was fired. Well, again, you got to trace the consistency of how these things happen. So it won't be fired. They wait for the contract to come to an end.
100%, yeah.
Right.
It's not being renewed. Yeah?
So it's not being renewed. So it's a safe way of getting out of what is.
Yeah.
So it's a contract that should be renewed.
Yeah.
But it isn't renewed. And I'm not saying this in an arrogant way, but I'm saying it because when I was told that they're not going to renew the contract in May 2019 at Supersport, I was scheduled to do, obviously, my Thursday night show that Thursday.
Which is flying at the time. Yeah.
With rankings and ratings that you can't believe. I was scheduled to do on the 1st of June, UEFA Champions League final, Tottenham Hotspur, Liverpool.
Ooh.
You know, so I'd done all UEFA Champions League games, I'd done all the finals, etc. So that's what I was scheduled to do. You know, but now they're saying, that's what I'm saying, the consistency in it. And that is why I repeat that it's one person who's behind me being fired. And it's not somebody at Supersport, and it's not somebody at SABC, but it's somebody outside who then tells the person's not to renew my contract. Because then I am then supposed to go and do my Thursday night live show. I'm already half dressed when I go to radio because I've got to do a quick drive from SABC to Auckland, to Randburg.
Randburg, yeah.
Then I get the SMS. You know the famous SMSs? No, don't worry about coming to do the Thursday night
SMS gate.
Yeah. Marawa and SMS. I should actually, fund SMSs. Then I get this text, okay, don't worry. So I'm midway through my radio show and a SMS comes up, don't worry about coming through. Oh, okay, wonderful. Great. No problem. So to see how sudden everything is now they're rushing and your former colleague, Tato Mweng, is then told literally 3 minutes before the show that, listen, by the way, you need to step into the host thing. Because then they're scrambling around trying to change the logo at the back where it said Thursday Night Live with Marawa. So now they're trying to take the Marawa off, and then they ended up scrambling and putting some numbers there. Yeah, so it was Thursday Night Live with digits there. But they're trying. So that's why I'm saying that everything is just a mess.
To show that this wasn't
it wasn't
planned.
It wasn't planned.
Because they would have made a plan for
They would have made a plan. But how about just saying farewell? Thank you for being a wonderful servant of this, but we have to let you go with all of your high ratings and everything else.
Accolades.
We don't want to be known for the excellence that you brought. So goodbye, in a wonderful way. Let's have a glass of milk and cheers. No, they have to do it the rough way. And then I get told, hey, and our Dakis as well, they also play along. So now they got a guy who's running to security to go and what is it, like deactivate my access card.
The finger.
Yeah, my access
when the
card
finger doesn't work, you're fucked, eh?
Yeah. No, but
you're fired.
You
card doesn't work.
But my thing is that that's why I'm saying that his messed up mentality tells him that I am going to force my way into the building.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I've been told that I mustn't come.
Yeah.
So I'm okay. I might have grown up in Nkandla, people might associate Mzulu with violence or
uthetha mvumi.
Hayi ngiyeza lapho. Angikuzwanga, my ears not working. My hearing aid is off. So I'm not gonna go barging in, like how I think the Boers did when they were having the negotiations there in Kempton Park and clapped Raj Banzi. But I was not going to go to Supersport. So that whole drama of going to security, deactivating my card was unnecessary. But again, it was knee-jerk reaction of make sure he doesn't come in, make sure, da-da-da.
But there were rumors that you were a whistleblower because there was some sexual misconduct happening there, and you were trying to protect the ladies. Is that a true story?
Yeah, but it wasn't the reason why I got chucked out. The sexual harassment, the CEO there, what was his name? I don't even know. What's this guy's name? Was the CEO there? Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so he was a guy there, he was the CEO. So when I went to his office and I asked him what is he doing about sexual harassment, because my colleagues, the people that I work with, the on-screen people,
yes,
were the ones that were being harassed.
Oh shit!
Whoa, the talent.
The talent is being harassed.
Whoa.
You know, and when you're starting to harass talent, and because it is so difficult for them, it's the same thing with Pearl Modiadie, but this is still at Supersport now. So I'm asking him, what are you doing because I know, no, what do you mean? I'm saying, guy, listen, you need to protect the ladies here. You know,
not even just talent, even the workers, everybody, the maids, everyone.
Because you need to, you've got the power and the authority. So he took offense to that. I don't know why he took offense to it. And then he called the other people to come in, and they were talking about it, that they're going to send out the emails. I'm like, yeah, but you want to victimize them now. Because you're asking me who's being harassed. Because even if I tell you, then what are you going to do? You're going to start to take them off the roster. And not get him on the roster anymore. So that was, I mean, I can say it, publicly. It's known that I did challenge him, that gentleman who was the CEO.
The guys were committing this sexual assault. Are they still there?
They continue to work.
Jeez.
They continue to work. One of the ladies is no longer there. The others are still there, but working, but not getting their full due based on the kind of talent that they have.
But why did you choose to be a whistleblower? Because I mean,
it's not a whistleblower. I'm just challenging a CEO.
Yeah, why did you choose to challenge? Because these things, it's not new. This thing has been happening for years. And the moment you step into that office, your job is going to be at risk. That's why people turn the other cheek, because they don't want to lose their job, and you can see what's happening. And I'm sure it's still happening now, where people are just keeping quiet, doing their job. Why did you choose to say, no, fuck it, I'm going to the office?
Exactly that F word. That's what they wanted to do to the ladies, and it's got to stop. And then when you start to see people being propelled into spaces that at the time they're not geared towards, like all of a sudden, hey, Saul's getting all the gigs. Kanjan.
It doesn't ever hit.
Did Bossman end up with this one doing X, Y, and Z? You keep using the words hit,
and then SABC, same thing. Or is that a different situation?
Before we go there, you had said you standing up for the ladies who were getting sexually assaulted was not the real reason. So what was the real reason your contract didn't get renewed?
Third party force.
Third party, my friend. It's outside forces.
What did you do to the third party force? Were there issues between you and them?
No, the thing is,
did you hit and run?
No, the problem was radio. So radio, I got to say things that they never liked.
Okay, yes.
So by saying those things, then, because I was challenged the one time for speaking out about one of the cups that had been brought in to be played. And they removed Telkom Charity Spectacular, which was there for 26 years and brought fans in from like 9 a.m. until late in the evening with the final. But it was packed with music, it was football, it was a beautiful thing. So I was challenged for my views on that. Why am I speaking against it? But I was like, but that's my view. That's why I'm a talk show host. I'm there to prod people and say, this is a view, what is your view? Are you guys happy that Spectacular is gone? So that was one of the things, but it got to many other things, whether it was the CASA related issues, whatever it was. The thing is, my role is to be as honest and brutally honest as possible, so that the people that are listening get the full picture.
Yes,
you know,
that's your job.
That is my job. So if you want me now to side with the one and not the other, then let's call it off. No, man. No. You know, let's play ABBA and listen to We Are the World. You know, these things are not going to work. So SABC, as you said, it was the same thing where. And again, my biggest disappointment, I'm not bitter about any of these firings at all. You know, so people must ever get the impression that I'm bitter and what. I am not. All of these things happen because I expected them to happen. You know, if a CEO of the SABC, like he did in 2018, asked me to come back.
Yes.
So he's asked me to come back because they've tried 5 different anchors in 2017 when I was fired, and it wasn't working, you know. So he arranges man to man. Robert, listen, we need you to come back. I'm like, dude, listen, but the cabal, the people that didn't want me there and they fired me in 2017 are still there. So why do you want me back? Because they're going to go through the same process again. No, listen, there's a new direction that we're taking. You know, in his words, just cut off the noise. We'll make sure that everything works.
Block off
you know,
the
just
noise.
focus on the job at hand. You rake in the numbers in terms of the listeners and so on, and everything will be fine. So that is the CEO, right? Come October last year, I am now trying, because I know what is going to happen. So I'm trying to get in touch with him now. Our man is ducking and diving in. Then I realized that there's a problem. And I realized, and remember, this is almost a year before. So it's getting to September now. So this is last year. I am thinking ahead because, again, the experience at Supersport with the contract and how it happened has taught me that this is the modus operandi. So I'm trying to get there before it happens. And it proved me right up until the last minute. When I got the SMS saying I mustn't come to work, why not send an SMS saying, what is your plan for the show? I to the lady from SABC who went on JJ's show saying they tried to get hold of me. They couldn't get hold of me. They wanted to know what is going to be on the show. But why are you phoning me? In 3 years, first phone call I'm getting from the head of radio. Why are you phoning me? If you want to know what's on the show, why don't you phone the producer?
Yeah, that's what their job is.
That's what their job is. So now your get out of jail card now is, no, we tried to phone Robert to find out what was going to be on the show. Why do you want to know what are you afraid of?
But isn't it true that 3 months before the SMS, they told you your contract wouldn't be renewed?
Absolutely. I knew 3 months before, but I went and I did my work and I produced. I never said anything. I worked like a true pro, working up until my last day, which was meant to be that Friday. You know, but then come that Friday, 3 o'clock, they tell you, don't go. Isn't that similar to SABC? I mean, to Supersport?
Yeah.
Isn't that similar? That's a similar approach. You know, you wait until the last minute, so you prepare, but you're not going to give
Why
them the
do they do that? Is that to undermine you?
They're afraid of what I might say.
But you could have said it when they told you 3 months before. But
that is the problem. That is why I'm saying that the mentality is completely screwed up, because they think I think like them, and I don't think like them. If they are guilty, then those are signs of guilty people, because you're afraid now of what is he going to say? Why are you wanting to know what I'm going to have on the show? For the first time in 3 years, you want to know what it is that I want to do on the show. That for me was the crazy part, because I'd planned how I'm going to exit. I had planned how I'm going to do the show. But we also had a legend that we were going to chat to, ZZ Masondo, a commentator of many, many years, doing his Zulu, Onyolo Noabu, you know? So he was going to be the guy, but he just recently graduated. And we were going to, say congratulations to the guy. And he was also a hero of mine when I started broadcasting. Somebody I'd listened to as a kid. So to say goodbye with him as a guest was also going to be a plus for me, So you deny me again that opportunity. Twice. Remember that happened the first time. So that's why I'm saying to the public, remember, it's a public broadcaster. The public must not be afraid to ask the questions. Why? Because I heard the chairman of the board speaking on Rams's show the one Sunday. And again, carrying on, talking about something that I know has been discussed, but he doesn't know the facts. So it's a whole CEO not being man enough to see his promise through till the end, and then you're getting a chairman talking what he's talking. Because I could go on my phone and say to you, so now if Robert's show is, what did that lady say on JJ's show? She says, for Metro.
Yeah.
Devaluing. Yes, that was the word. Big word, eh? That somehow our show was being devaluing their station. But then when you look at the numbers per 30-second ad, right?
Yeah.
The rates. Radio 2000, you look at that, you tell me.
Radio 2000, what time frame are we looking at? 6 to 7. Woo!
Exactly.
Yo, look at this song.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Damn it. You see, 6 to 9, that's on the table. It's 2,000. And then 12 to 3, that's Bougie, 1.7. And then 6 until 7. That's the Monday episode. 24,000.
Yeah. Chalk and cheese. Like, yo.
Yeah. So when you want to,
So your one ad kills all the other ads combined.
that's the rate card per 30-second ad.
Yeah. 24,000.
Yeah. And Metro were getting the bulk of that. They were getting that because remember it was a simulcast show.
Yes. Yes.
Radio
So-
2000 and
Yeah. So 2000, it's the most by far of any show that is on that station.
that's big money, man.
Yeah. So when you come on TV and you tell people about devaluing, we've got proof. I mean, these things are available. You can log on to the SABC
public
website.
knowledge,
It's
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
You know, you will see it. And it is massive. That is where the likes of Betway were plugging in millions of rands.
Yeah. And because
for
of
them.
you.
Yeah. I don't get a cent of the own commission, but they're like, Robert, okay, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Betway comes in and they put the money. I've showed you.
Yeah.
I don't talk based on emotion. Emotion serves absolutely nothing. You know, I've worked hard for the listener to bring them credible stories. I've worked hard for all of those things, but I am not about to come on any platform and lie about SABC. SABC has been my home. I love the place. I love the people. Right now, there's a cabal that's there that's working against proper and true broadcasters.
What did
Why?
you do to the
Because-
cabal?
No, the thing is, then they're going to run to Parliament and look for handouts. Handouts is your money. It's your tax money.
What did you do to the cabal? Why are they
So
so
they
mad at you?
they're just carrying out the work of the outside force as well.
That outside force, what did you do? Can't you mend things?
But the thing is, if you want to mend things, they've got my number. Why don't you call me and say, listen, guy, let's sit down. We're
Why
not
don't
happy
you
about
call?
this.
Because I mean, you saw this
Oh.
at Supersport, now SABC.
Nah, it's okay. Remember I said I'd rather starve in dignity than eat in shame.
Hey,
Oh.
deep,
Yeah.
deep. Don't let me hanging. Deep. That's deep.
I would never let you hang me, man.
Do you get anxiety when you get a text or an SMS though? Like you got PTSD?
But you know why? One thing, sorry, I needed to say this because I said it on JJ's show and I said people must be careful of the body count that's coming out of the SABC. Remember we started the show, we talked about heart attacks and everything else.
Yes.
All right, so it's pressure, it is not getting that you deserve. And what I even said on JJ's show was that the body count is dangerously high out of that building. Eddie Zondi, Kujo Amankwa, I mentioned Pracebo Manyepelo,
Fresh.
David Kekana. No,
these
the
are
body
people who've
count.
passed
These are
away,
passed
man.
away.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Take that out, Mesh.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you're working like off Bob now. Yeah. So I'll just start the body count again. So when I talked about the body count, you know, I talked about your Eddie Zondis, David Kekane, Kujo Amankwe now recently, Cebo Manyepelo,
Kekana.
yeah, David Kekane. and Upra Vuyomboli.
Oh,
So I was on that day. JJ interrupted me. So the name Gavuyo, I left out, né? And then I left out because he interrupted me. But I was going to mention his name because he also passed away, heart attack, in the Free State while watching rugby at the game. And he had a heart attack. So there's a lot of similarities of disrespect. So when somebody like Eddie Zondi passed on, remember Eddie had his show taken away from him Monday to Thursday, so he was only doing one show on radio. But his ratings during the week were the most of anybody.
Yeah.
But he was removed from that show. So now Eddie had to double up on weekends. So Sunday he has to go to a gig in the East Rand and then go to the South and so on. And it was in the midst of going from one gig to the other. He went home, tired, wanted to nap. Something was not right with the chest. Wife put him in the car, went home to the hospital, never made it there. He passed away en route.
Sure.
You know.
I see what you're saying.
So, yeah, there's a consistency. That's why I'm saying that as a public broadcaster, people need to be held accountable. Even if there's a commission of inquiry called, I would say call for it so that it is not a begging bowl. If Peter Matlare was able to put SABC into profit, was a profitable company, then what stops the others from doing the same? It is because they keep slashing the talent that is bringing the money because they're not accountable to shareholders or anybody else. When they're running out of money, they go to Parliament, beg, cry, handout, they get the handout, back to square one. But the people that are making those decisions continue to be in there. You know, so after the show, literally I finished with JJ at 10, at 6 minutes past 10. I didn't even get permission from her, but it's okay. Vuyambuli's wife, Savita, sends me a text. It says, "You just broke my heart. I know what happened with Eddie. It's exactly what happened with Vuyo. When he passed away in May, he had no contract with the SABC. His contract was not renewed. It ended on the 31st of March. First 2 weeks of April, the SABC was flooded with viewers' complaints. 3 government ministers wrote to them on how they couldn't have a morning show with English speakers only. So remember then he was replaced by Peter Ndor. So he went back to the SABC on the 27th of April. That's a detail that she has. Nje offhand, but she's just writing a text because, you know, of what the government was saying. You got to have bilingual people. So they were working on a new contract, which was to start on the 1st of May. Many didn't want him there, and he passed on the 18th. And there was still no contract or even a draft. But when he died, they claimed him as if they liked him. So it's heartbreaking. I saw it happen with Rowena Bed as well, was there, and so many others. So that's what she said. So what I say is not because it's a Robert thing. It's maybe because other people don't want to say it. SABC belongs to the people. And they can't... Dude, I grew up watching Vuyombuli. There was a channel called CC, not CCTV, but something similar to that. That's where I watched him for the first time.
CCV.
Yeah, it was a CCV.
Before SABC
Yes.
one, it was
CCV TV. Yeah. No, I always knew that you... you're 28, turning 57.
Hey, man, I've got a good memory, Rob. Come on. I've got a good memory.
Hey, Saul the man. Yeah, so that's why I grew up watching him. And guy, listen, no broadcaster in the world disrespects their broadcasters more than SABC. And Vuyombuli did not deserve that disrespect. And Savita made sure that nobody from SABC speaks at the funeral. They didn't have any banners at the funeral.
Nothing.
She took charge of that funeral.
Good.
For the real reason of what contributed to him even getting that heart attack.
So all this talent is just pawns.
Yeah. So that is why in time, you know, people must not just think that, hey, Spani, hey. No. Broadcasting is a career. You know, you started early.
Yeah.
You know, your old clip with Somizi trended and it was a reference point and it led to whatever it led to, but it was there. Broadcasting is a career. So again, you saw recently, Mam Noxolo Grootboom. Yeah, big noise about her leaving the SABC, and all of a sudden, hey, she's going to read a final bulletin. Why was Mam Noxolo Grootboom taken off her? When she was just 53 years old then, in 2013. Why was she taken off her? Because she was deemed to be maybe old. At 53. Made to work in the newsroom and compiling. But linguistically, the strongest isiXhosa person you'll ever find is Mam Noxolo Grootboom. She could have been an inspiration to so many kids that grow up not knowing any home language.
Yes.
So say, Mama, what is she saying? Yeah. And then they can speak isiXhosa, teach them the value of our indigenous languages. But she was taken off her because of an age thing. They'd done that to Sibongile Sokulu, who was a Zulu newsreader before. So they repeated the same mistake. So she's there in the back. But when Winnie Mandela passes away, they bring her back to do funerals and all sorts of things. And they see the value of her when it's funerals, but not doing news. What you do and what sport does, you get better with age in broadcasting. So you don't go back. It's not like, hey, you're a music thing and it's about cleavage and what, who's the next one? No. You get better with age. So she was just 53. So she retired at 63. They made her read a final bulletin and it was a big fanfare. For me, it was sad because she should not have been taken off air. Wolf Blitzer on CNN is 73 years old. He's still doing Situation Room. Nobody says anything.
But
the Anderson Coopers are still there doing it.
I mean,
don't you think it's the nature of business?
What
I mean, you can't have a contract for life.
It's not a contract. You're a broadcaster. You are a, when it comes, like I said.
But the industry is fickle, though.
But how? Why would you take Mam Noxolo off her? How's the news going to be any different by taking her off? It's going to become better because she doesn't have to read off auto-cue questions. She can engage a politician without reading questions. So she becomes better. That's the reference point that I'm talking to you about, is that Christina Mampo is 63 herself. She's still on air. And she's very, interrogative when it comes to interviews because she's gotten better. I mean, the list is endless. You get better with age when you do, whether it's news or sport.
Yeah.
Because your recollective memory is so great that you don't have to rely on a producer telling you or notes or anything else like that. So you become credible. You bring credibility to the SABC or whatever platform it is.
But don't you also think that, yes, we love this industry, we love the craft, but at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
You understand? For them to charge 24,000 on your show, that's a business decision because of your hard work, your craft, and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's a business. Don't you feel like there's no room for being emotional about decisions that are made?
But that's why I said there is no emotion. From my side, it's not emotion. It's a fact. It's a fact. If you're gonna have somebody that credible, what business strategy says to you that once she was off air, at the age of 53, the newsroom boomed?
Okay, so let's say you own Podcast and Chill, right?
Yeah.
It's your baby, right?
Yeah.
You are the CEO. Me and Saul, we do the show. Numbers are great.
Yeah.
We've been doing for 10 years, seasoned broadcasters. Everything's going well.
Yeah.
Advertisers love us. But now we start to see a dip in business-wise. Viewership is not there anymore.
Yeah.
Are you not going to make a change?
It depends what it is that you're going to change. You spoke about Larry King doing it up until the end. Larry just shifted, moved away from CNN, but carried on doing it. There'll always be an audience and a platform for what you do. Right now, you've got a cult following because you've come in with something completely fresh, exciting. You can swear, they've never heard swearing. For them, they rewind the swearing. He said, what? Let's rewind. Start to sound like Brutus. But yeah. So it says nothing. Then whoever, that's why I said that there is no open up the industry. So when you are dipping in your whatever, then somebody else must come with a new way of replacing what you did.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Oprah didn't really stop. she just became smarter. And what she made with one interview with the Royals is enough. Yeah, but she became smart. She never stopped. She didn't put Oprah Winfrey Jr. to do that interview. She did it herself. So it's an industry, guys, that people need to learn to start respecting. That it's a job. Otherwise, what would we be saying about politicians? If there was, the reason why you got so many potholes is because people are not doing their work. They're there because, hey, comrade, viva, okay, sharp.
Would you go back to SABC or Supersport right now?
Go back for what? They wouldn't bring me back. But they don't want me. If they wanted me, they wouldn't have fired me. It's a simple thing. It's not that I was never gotten rid of because I didn't have the quality, the numbers were down, I came to work drunk, high, or I slapped somebody. It wasn't that. So that's what you got to ask. You got to ask, why does social media go crazy when it's Champions League and people are asking about, hey, wait, who are you? I was fired in 2019. It's 2021 now. But still asking. They're still asking. All I'm saying is respect the industry.
The Champions League final. I could tell you got a hard on from doing that, man. You could tell, dog. He was rocking.
So they've just rewound that. Did he just say hard on?
Let's move on to your love life. We once had Thusi on the show, right?
You did?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that, man.
That's my lady, man.
Okay.
I got drunk the other day. I FaceTimed her because I got her number. I'm like, fuck it, let me call Thusi.
You didn't call me.
She said, Robert and I had a great relationship. Things didn't work out for reasons we'd rather not talk about. That wasn't our intentions, but that's what happened. You need to know when to leave situations no matter how much you want to stay. When something is not good for you, don't die in it. Learn from it and move on.
Yo, that sounds like Mzwaki Mbuli's poem.
Move on.
And we moved on, and we moved on. It was a beautiful thing.
What's your response to that?
Oh, man, there's no response. Relationship came to an end. She's right. There's always been mutual respect. Actually, we communicated just the other day. There's no...
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Nice. It's not like, hey. Now, okay.
How did you meet her? How did you meet her?
I don't know. She tells me a different story, but my memory versus her memory is different. I don't know. But it was like a little... these polo events? Yeah.
The ones we don't get invited to?
Yeah, no. You are going to start hosting them now. Never mind being invited to. It's going to be like the polo with MacG in the house. Everyone's not going to forget about the horses and the polo. They're going to be like, that's the guy. You got to take the shine away from them. But no, man, it was...
at the hockey club, the polo field.
Hockey club, man. Hey.
So you met her there?
No, I don't even know where the hockey club is. I read about it. The author was trending the other day, or even now.
She's still trending, Jackie. Yo, you gotta give her props, man.
No, Jackie prods, man. If she was on platforms like us, she'd probably be as fired as we are. So I think it was just at the end of the polo, and she was driving. Yeah, she was driving a polo. Well, polo at the polo. Yeah, so she was driving a polo. But that's a go. Whether it was hers, I don't know. But that's what it was. And we had parked far, man. These things. People come early and they park close to where the marquees are. And then if you're a late comer, you park somewhere there. So we had parked far, and we were just like walking, and then she was just driving, and then kind of stopped. Guys, what's happening? So it was like a walk and talk kind of thing. So it's like offering a lift. So I'm like, no, don't worry about the lift. No, it's cool. Just walk and talk. So she's driving, he's walking. So my friends are walking ahead now because they can see with, hey, brothers,
storing bones.
So
she's driving, you walking.
Yeah, no, she's.
Why did you just get in the car?
For what? She's a stranger. What did you hijack me? Kidnap me, whatever. You can't hijack a walker. But It was just in the end, it was like a little cute thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the, I don't know what a version is, but that was mine of the first time we.
Did you shell her? Because I don't think you don't look like you can shell her.
Oh, hey, yo.
Eh? He looks like he's got a nice boy.
Nice.
Wingman.
Nah, but it's from KZN, dog. Have you heard those guys Shella in Zulu even?
Nkandla,
bro, yeah.
So, you can...
we were influenced by Senza Ngakona, by the river there. Kikiliki. My heart is burning for love. You remember in Chaga Zulu, the movie?
Yeah.
Senza Ngakona was doing his thing there.
So why can't you keep a woman then, bro?
How so?
I mean, all the women that you've been with have left you.
How?
They've
left or they've broken up. You sound like I've got like a smelly armpit and they ran away.
What did you say? I mean, I think most of the time when a woman leaves, it's because of the guy. Because women, what do they call it?
They break up.
Yeah,
You're saying the women leave.
Eh?
Huh?
You think most women just want to leave?
No, but you're saying when the women leave.
It's because of something that you did.
No, but who says that it was the women leaving?
Because it's never us, dog.
Generally, we the problem.
Yeah.
Most breakups, we are the cause of them.
So we
Yes.
cause the problem.
Yes.
And then the breakup happens.
Yes.
Yeah. So we remain a problem.
So that's what I'm saying. Why can't you do...
But it's also difficult, dude. I think also, I looked at it the other day. We're in a messed up industry,
Yeah.
firstly.
Okay.
Right? So some of my colleagues who are in sport and do what I kind of do
Yeah.
have been married a couple of times, divorced a couple of times, or broken up a few times. How many times? Larry King holds the title for that.
Yes.
I looked at my time, dude. Like when I was doing Monday extra time, I was doing... between radio and Champions League Tuesdays, Wednesday, then Thursday Night Live, and then we're traveling to do sport and football on weekends. So you're probably doing a game in Cape Town on Saturday, then you're in Limpopo on Sunday, then it's Monday, it's the whole routine again. Then it's your prep time. Your prep time takes the most of your time as compared to when you're on air. Then there's major events. So Olympic Games would have been away in Japan, for example, if it was no COVID for a month.
Yeah.
Commonwealth Games, Melbourne, Manchester, you're away for a month. Public holidays, you're working. I don't know what Easter is. I've never been home for Easter because you are working.
Yeah.
So how much more for your partner?
Yeah.
For example. So those cute little Valentine's Day, you're in studio. Those birthdays,
So why not become a blesser?
You had a blesser on your show with Fat Joe. He's the only blesser.
Hey, you're a chiller, ne?
I'm easy.
Chill.
Hey, it's chill.
No, I can't be that. I can't. You need resources to be a blesser. Remember.
Oh, you've got
Yeah,
plenty.
You need resources to be a blesser, guys.
Because for me, the way you describe like how your lifestyle is and busy working, because you remind me of Proverb when I was interviewing. I was like, yo, dog, I think maybe the problem is that you work too damn hard, and women want attention. I mean, like if let's say me, I'm a woman and we are dating.
Yeah.
How many times are you gonna rock me a week if we are dating?
That's Freddie Jackson. He sang the song "Rock Me Tonight." So.
Maybe twice on a lucky week.
In a week.
Yeah, maybe twice, 3 times.
Somewhere Karachi, somewhere by engine.
Fill me up.
Unleaded.
Because you work too damn hard, right? There's no time, Chief.
Now the thing is, you also got to understand when you reach the part of your life where it's like, this is what I've always wanted to be.
Yeah.
This is what your life's journey has been about. Where you're going to Zurich, you're getting into the FIFA offices, you're talking to the president, you're going into CAF. It's CAF awards, and you're going to Ghana, Nigeria. It's a lot of things that are going on at the same time. But you this is what I wanted to do. So you kind of, because one of the exes that you referred to were like, are you still married to your work?
Yeah.
So it's that kind of thing. And I'll be like, probably divorcing soon, but I am still married to my work.
When was the last time you went on a date? Have you been on a date recently?
What is that?
What is that, ne?
Explain, how does that work?
Are you on Tinder?
No.
You know
The dating thing.
Yeah, the dating thing.
Yo, but some people are winning there.
Yeah.
No. But just Pearl, with Pearl there was respect all round. You know, she also got the gig on Quantico where she was in New York. So which was a positive thing because I always knew that the one thing that's driven her career is the ambition to one day hold a statue, Oscar award, you know. So you have to
When
support.
did you break your virginity, bro?
When?
You gotta think about it.
No, I'm just trying to be
Everybody
honest.
remembers their first time, eh?
Yeah.
Was yours was 14? Were you 14?
No, I was a late bloomer. I was a nerd, bro.
19ish.
Yeah, 19, high school, matric, yeah. I was the last one in the crew.
Yes, for me it was after school. Yes, it was not even a matric.
Wits.
I was still a mess.
Ne?
Yeah.
Wits, ne?
Because I remember the one time I came to Joburg.
Yeah.
My old man he never said anything about it. But then he comes to me, hey, go well there, you know, about to go in the
Go well, go
Greyhound.
shell.
And then my hand like that. I'm like, what the hell's this box my old man's giving me? He's never spoken to me about anything. Now he's giving me a box. I'm like, hey, this box must be hectic because he's not even giving it to me publicly. Like, mommy, everyone, we're about to do a handover. So I take this box into my pocket. Hey, and I am on the Greyhound now. Hey? Condom.
Which one is this one?
I'm a farm boy, but people are tailoring and get meeties on the same time. So I'm looking at this box, but looking around. Hey, who's here? Because clearly the way he gave it to me, I'm not supposed to be showing it to anybody. And I'm reading and I'm seeing illustrations.
Yes.
I said, oh, okay, we should see.
But you do look like a late bloomer, man.
No, I bloom very late.
Yeah, but we've been rocking since, ne? Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah, of course. He's been rocking. Threw the condoms away. Now he's rocking Queen Sonor.
He's rocking what? Oh, man.
I need to see the condoms.
He came prepared, this man.
Oh, God. Let's talk about your time.
That was an ambassador of those things. Bro.
Oh, yes, she was.
Love life. What's your time?
Oh,
What's your time? What's your time, Phil?
Huh?
What's your time?
Easy.
Easy.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Well, time.
No, your type, like your woman. What type?
Woman,
What type
my
of woman?
type. Yeah. Do I even have a type?
Yeah.
Man, the type you see and
Are you into like big asses?
no, there's no like definition of any kind. I just think you see and you're like, yeah, okay.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah. So that
And what's the
you
deal-
can't discriminate, you know.
What's a deal breaker? You look like you don't like girls with funny toenails and stuff.
Hey,
That's a deal breaker, no?
no, you must pay for your water bill.
I got some questions from my chillers. Let's try to go through these as quick as we can, man.
Are these the ones that you were gonna ask me, but then you decide to throw them to? I know. We know those fake
Those channels.
It's almost like saying, guys, let's have a look at what the tweets have got to say. And you know you're recording, and the show's gonna be flighted a month later. Oh, let's see what the SMS line looks like. Fake SMS, ghost SMS.
Oh man, I can't even ask these, bro.
Definitely.
All right, let's hear the fake questions then.
Tsepo from Katlehong.
Might as well be Tsepo. And the next one's from Tembisa. Yo, madness.
What's a relationship like? With the Duke, Ivan Goza.
What relationship is this?
Yeah, doesn't exist. No?
No. I'm okay. I don't have relationships with people like who are in high positions. I respect them for who they are, and we move on.
All right. Current state of SA football.
On the field, shambolic. Administratively, shambolic. Hence all the court cases, man.
MacG, what did you think about her? What she's...
She just bought, and I wanted to ask that, especially because it was your first match you covered, Bloom Celtics. She just bought Bloom Celtics.
I can't see this question's the same.
I'm sorry, man. All the guys in Nkandla would never send any questions. We are with you.
Yeah, so the Bloom Celtics situation, man.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
It's sad. No institution needs to be destroyed like that. Bloom Celtic is an institution.
Huge institution.
You can't destroy it. And that's the thing, people will say, hey, you hate MacG. I've got no reason to hate MacG at all.
Yeah.
She's a home girl. She's a hustler. Her success is her success. I don't have an issue with her. The issue is the people that enable these sales to happen. Remember, Witbank Aces is gone.
Yes.
It became Mpumalanga Aces. It's now Cape Town City in Cape Town. So the history in Mpumalanga is gone. Bidvest Wits was 99 years old.
Oldest.
It no longer exists. It became whatever it became. I don't even know half the time what club is what, because you've diluted. Abramovich didn't go to Chelsea and take it to Russia.
Yeah, no, he didn't. He kept it there.
Yeah.
And empowered it. And
Glazers never went to and took it to America.
Yeah.
So
they took the money there, but...
Yeah, but it's business.
Yeah,
I mean, just like LeBron has a percentage ownership of Liverpool, but he's probably been to Anfield a handful of times.
Yeah.
But it's a business transaction. So how do you do business without destroying... I mean, how do you destroy Bloemfontein Celtic?
Dog.
So it's got nothing to do with what MacG has done or she stepped into. That's another debate. But, Bloem Celtic, Petros Malimela, he worked hard for that thing.
Yeah.
And for us not to be able to say there's a Bloem Celtic today is a shame.
Bro, I got so many questions I want to ask you, but we've got 20 minutes left.
No problem.
All right, cool. Let's try to go through this as much as we can. State of rugby in South Africa as a black player, what do you think about it?
We got into trouble. I had something called the room dividers on.
Yes, on Thursdays. Thursdays, yeah.
Well, yeah, so that's Tuesday night. So we did room dividers with Tando Manana, Lawrence Sepaka, the late Count and Dunja. We were fighting the biggest battle, which was transformation.
Yeah.
Fikile Mbalula, great friend of mine. He was Minister of Sport, but he was pissed off with me. He even went to Hlaudi. Yeah, whatever happened. But I wasn't fired. Thankfully, Hlaudi, for all his sins, was always protective.
Oh, nice. Yeah. He gave you guys the 3-year contracts.
Hlaudi told the managers in front of them, he says, how do you give all of these guys in a meeting publicly 1-year contracts? He says, from now, you've all got 3-year contracts.
1-year contract is...
but that's why I'm saying...
It's the pits.
It's the pits. How do you disrespect people like that again?
Anyway.
What are we talking about?
Claudi?
The rugby. State of
rugby.
Yeah.
So as much as the people that run the game, whether it's Saru or whoever, were kind of pissed off with what we did, we stood our ground to say it is wrong for people to think that rugby is a white man's sport. It isn't. Go to the Eastern Cape, you see rugby. You see cricket.
Some of our greatest players are the black ones.
The black players. And then look at what happened in Japan. You go with the most transformed team, whether it was Makazola Mapimpi coming through, scoring tries for the first time in a Rugby World Cup final. Not first time as a Springbok or not first black player, just first time scoring tries in a Rugby World Cup final was Namapimpi. The fact that today he sits on what? He sits on 16 tries in 18 tests. Should be a big deal. He should be getting endorsements coming out of his ears. But is he getting that? No. But he is right now the hero. You know, for the fact that we were able to put out about 5 black players on that final day is testimony to the battle and the fight. We were very unpopular. Yes, the people at Sorrow didn't speak to us. They didn't want to come into the studio. They didn't want to talk to us on the phone. But we were just like, yeah, whatever. We're going to fight for the people that we're going to fight for.
Do you think it's the same with cricket?
Cricket will never win. Cricket have never won a World Cup since readmission. They've never.
Fact.
They've never won a World Cup. That's why they are the chokers. And the minute they start to change the attitude.
Do you think it's racist?
Of course they're racist, man. Of course they're racist. If cricket does in the next World Cup what rugby did by playing players that deserve to be there, black players, we will win the Cricket World Cup. But they'll never win it with this nonsense they're doing now.
So you don't think Mark Boucher's fit?
No, he should be gone.
Yeah, that's a heavy statement.
No, it's not heavy. He knows it. He's not qualified to be a coach. No, he's not qualified.
He needs to bounce out of here.
Jeffrey Toyana should have been given that job then. Coach Nkwe, who's just resigned, should have been given that job. And they are qualified. Yeah. You can't qualify because, hey, I know Jimmy there or Graham there, whoever. Nah, doesn't work like that.
How's Vanessa, your sister?
Tops,
ne?
but she's fired as well. All Marawas get fired.
She fired from where?
Vuma.
Oh,
yes. Yeah.
For real? Because I'm a big fan.
And one of the top ranking shows, man, on Vuma FM.
It's a curse, bro.
She got. So we get fired.
Because I'm a big fan of Survivor, and I watched the
first
season.
Survivor. It was the first Survivor.
One. She won the first one, ne?
First ever Survivor.
Yeah.
And brave child.
Yeah, no, she's good looking.
Brave child. Yeah, you have to pay Lobola there, boss.
Can you give me a number?
She uses the next door to the next. No.
In a nutshell. Which soccer teams do you support? Both locally, overseas?
Liverpool, obviously, in the UK.
Liverpool?
Yes, Liverpool, since the days of John Barnes.
For real? Oh,
yeah.
What a great analyst.
Yeah, no.
He's great.
No, he was also one of the people I admired in my world.
Yeah.
Got to work with him. And
Man U nothing. I'm a Man U boy.
Well, I'm glad you said Man U nothing, because yes, they are nothing. Yeah, nothing. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, but it's a crazy transfer market, this one, eh? This is sick, eh?
It's gambling now, eh?
Yeah.
No, it's gambling. The old topies are making the headlines. Old man Messi making headlines. Old man Ronaldo.
Have you met any of them?
Yeah, both of them.
For real?
Yeah.
Where did you meet Messi?
It was both at the FIFA Best Award, you know, the Ballon d'Or?
Yes.
Yeah. So the first time we had traveled with Tokyo Sakwale, so Tokyo knows the agent and everybody. Took my iPad tablet thing and whatever. Hey, okay, Ronaldo, hey, Robert, hey. But that day Messi was pissed off because he didn't win. Then it was the following one. Yeah, but it was like a brief meet. It was, Messi's like English and him just, yeah. But it was brief, but it was cool. Ronaldo a bit more chilled. Yeah.
But he looks like he's got an ego, a big ego.
Ronaldo. Nah, the thing is, even if he has, his job is to play football. How his ego is, how his ankle looks.
Fuck, man, this is another podcast, man. I want to throw names again and see if you met this guy, like the real Ronaldo, Ronaldinho.
No, Ronaldinho, yes.
Fuck,
remember,
man.
Patrice Motsepe brought Barcelona here to play. In fact, they played at Loftus Versfeld against Sundowns. The same, I think it was the same week, Dali, I have to be careful which Dali it is. Dali Mpof.
Yes.
Because I always used to confuse Dali Tambo and Dali Mpof.
Yes.
So Dali Mpof, who was the CEO at SABC. So I think he was the first person to really suspend me or fire me. I don't know what it was at the time. He had just lost the PSL rights for football. And remember, again, I'm being stuffed up for being objective.
Yeah.
So on the show, I've got, obviously I have to speak to him with Dali because he was CEO. He's just lost the rights for football here, PSL. Then I have to speak to the chairman of the league, Chairman Koza, as the people that obviously are the PSL. Then I had to speak to the people that have just received the rights, which is Supersport with Imtiaz Patel. Yo, Bob. Hey, movie.
Scenes.
Yeah. So when I'm on air now with Imtiaz, so I've spoken to the two, done. So now I have to speak to Imtiaz as the ones that have now received these rights to say, how you guys are pay-per-view channel, but people are not going to have access to it and what. Hey, the producers are like, it's what? No. So I'm talking there, but I'm trying to listen. Then, producer comes in and says, no. Dali says, get him off the radio. I'm like, how can I get him off the radio? Because I'm still trying to figure out and find out. Well, not me. I have to do it for the public because you've got to give a balance of stories.
Balanced view, yeah.
And I carried on, Baba.
Sure.
Because I have to carry on. But that was the show. It was gone.
Is it true Ronaldinho, when he came here, the night before he played, he was rocking there in Pretoria?
It's possible. I don't know. I have no clue about it, but anything is possible.
What's that club that
Ronaldinho's a fun guy, man.
Neo likes to go to? The one where they're rocking.
Capital N, no ways.
Huh?
Ronaldinho, come on.
I promise you.
Was he wearing a balaclava?
Maybe.
But he likes to rock. You know the Brazilian boys.
Yeah. He's a fun guy. So I did the event at what was this place? Santon Convention Center,
yes.
to welcome Barcelona and everything else, and did the game there.
Wow.
So yeah, that's where I met him.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Fight FM, what's happening?
It's coming together.
You lie.
It's going to be on air.
Whoa.
It's got there's serious people that are looking at serious people doing
and
serious
proper
radio.
Terrestrial radio.
It's going to be radio.
Wow. It's
going to be radio.
I'm waiting for my call. I mean, I've been fired as well. A couple of times.
But look at you, living like a king. This Channel O, this Podcast this
So
beautiful
that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Dope.
Wow. I'm afraid there's going to be a lot of egos because all you guys have done great things,
But we don't work on one show. So the egos must be...
But who owns it? You get what I'm saying, so? Who's going to own it? Of all those people, who owns that station?
Serious people who understand the serious business behind what those people can deliver.
Hey, we must enjoy our run while it lasts, eh?
No, but who says...
man.
I mean, if you're not doing... You can come and join in your spare time, I'm sure. I don't know if you find spare time. You're so busy now.
Oh, no.
Attending to interviews.
Getting a job offer, bro.
He's getting BBC. South Africa's latest kid, man, that has rocked the broadcasting world. You've left people smelling dust.
Fight FM is happening.
But, yeah.
Is it digital or terrestrial?
It's happening.
Yo, this is crazy. It sounds like a game changer, man.
It has to. The game has to change, dude. Like you can broadcast from anywhere. I've seen you broadcast from anywhere.
Yeah.
As long as there's a microphone,
that's all we need.
There's magic.
How many cars you got now?
Cars?
Yeah. Because I know you love cars.
I can only afford one.
Yeah. Well, so you only got one, the one outside?
Barely afford.
Come on.
Yeah, no. I mean, why buy more than one car?
But
you can't drive two cars.
I heard you your net worth is $1 billion. In dollars.
Come on.
I kid you not.
What net worth? Oh, man. I think you're typing Google wrong.
Okay, $1 billion rands at least.
No.
Nah, that makes sense. Wrong.
No, but that's Patrice level, dude.
So the 300,000 that you're getting paid per month, that's not true.
Where? Who was paying me so much?
At SABC.
Makes sense.
Guys, do you guys read?
You want, broadcasting on 2 stations, simulcasting. Makes sense.
Trash ploids. You read those things.
But it can't be less than 200,000. No ways.
Says who?
Says I.
Aye, Baba.
Eh?
Hey, maybe there are people there who are still there who are earning that.
Yeah.
I mean, there, I don't see it.
No, but I mean, Robert, come on.
I don't see it, boss.
Eh?
I don't see
You
it.
acting like you're getting paid 10 rand per show.
That's possible.
Ah.
That is possible, though.
Okay, so what's your net worth? Can you disclose?
I don't know, hey. I don't know.
BMW,
It's
Mercedes.
It's got to be Mac.
It's got to be Mac. Man.
Yeah. No, just BM did me in. I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to know them.
Well, what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Yo. Dude, we like still in the middle of a case of my stolen car. And BM were of the knowledge of it as well. Yeah. So it's still in the court right now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah. Right now.
Who knows the car stolen?
Yeah.
Who knows the car stolen?
Jeez, it's probably 3 years ago now.
Jeez.
And it's the one car, believe it or not, that I ever wanted when I was a kid. You know, obviously the versions that they had of them then.
You wanted to take it to the Autobahn?
650, boss. And that's the one. I mean, it was nothing special. It was a 2005 model or something.
But you're into cars.
But the thing is, it was just like, for me, you know, when you get a car new, it's the first car that I was able to even just pay it off completely. So the ownership was then mine. And to have it go in that way, and the people at BMW who knew what was going on, then acting dumb about it was the problem. Yeah.
How was it stolen? Where? In your house? Were you abroad?
We'll need another show for that.
The cabal
but because it's a
Cabal.
maybe this is a car thief cabal, but yeah. No, it's too long a story. It's involved and there's court intricacies, so I don't want to mess that up. Yeah.
Bra Robert, can I call you Bra Robert?
No. We're the same age, boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you so much for coming through, man. Like, this has been, like, dude, like, I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd ever get to sit next to Robert, you know? Yeah. And we've been trying to get you for years, so we're glad that you came. We always ask everybody this. I'm sure you know because you're a chiller. What do you want to be remembered as?
Just as someone who was honest and hardworking. When I started, I used the motto that we use at Little Flower, success through toil. So all that basically means is just work hard, success will follow. If you want to become like a part of a, you know, whether it's a bullshit artist or not, but if that's your thing, then good for you.
Hey, we got Robert to say shit. Drop that thing. Watch all the brands start running away. So, you got a question?
Nah, man, I'm good, man. Like,
I've bored him enough. He wants to sleep. He's like, where's the alarm clock?
Nah, not a question. Like, it's like you can tell he's a great person. I remember, like, because I was a big fan of Chili.
Yeah.
And every time in interviews, he'd talk about when he was out and down and out. You, the person, anytime he could call. Junior Kanye, similar story, you know, and so many people. And shout out for that, man.
No, anytime, man. The thing is
What are these guys saying? What are you saying?
Part of.
Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes!
No. I mean, Junior Kanye is a classic case of if he didn't want to, he wouldn't have. But it was also just for me to give the hand to Junior, because the first time I brought him onto the show on Thursday Night Live, you know, people were like, hey, let's just tag away. This guy's career is finished. Because we were very quick to judge. So people were judging him based on the misgivings that he had committed. All I said to Junior was that when we did that long interview with him for Marawa TV, and I hardly spoke, dude. I think I probably asked him about 2 questions and he just spoke. Was I said, be honest. if there's one thing people are going to warm up to you about, is that if you take responsibility for all that you did, speak brutally honest, but be graphic as well, then in time you will see that work for you. Because now there are people who are just saying these stories based on things they don't even know. And if you take ownership of your story, nobody else can come anywhere close to you. So he did that, allowed him to do that, brought him in, and I was like, dude, you can see. So now he's earning, he's buying Mini Coopers, he's acting here, he's doing this, and I'm like, yeah, he's got new teeth, he's got, hey, life is happening for you. And I chat to Junior literally almost every day.
Wow.
You know, there's a text or something coming through literally every day. And it's a lot of other people. You know, Chile, I didn't expect him that day when he was sitting in for DJ Spoo on Massive to talk about the time that I helped him, because for me it was just literally, hey guy, you've reached out, and at the time I can, we out here Sekaya and bam, you know. So and I saw nothing. I never expected him to pay back or whatever it was. But then I think in his emotional state, he found the need to want to mention that on air, to say, you know, when he was down and out and people weren't taking his calls and then I took his call, I helped him and so on. And the thing is, for me, that's why I said earlier that surviving 2 heart attacks, surviving COVID, being in ICU, all of those things, there's probably a purpose. You know, the purpose might not even be in broadcasting.
True.
You know, but there is a purpose. And if I can help and I can identify individuals that have been able to assist just with the little that one has, an opportunity that one has, putting individuals to be on air in the manner that I have, I'm happy. I'm happy to see Kaz Naidu do what she does in cricket, having introduced her to Mvuzo Mbebe at SABC.
Wow.
I'm happy to see Tatu Moeng doing what she does. I'm happy to see Julia Stewart doing what she does. I'm happy to see Melissa Reddy being in Liverpool then as a media officer, and now just really running the business there. And when I brought both Julia and Melissa onto TNL, and they were on the couch, and I could hear the comments like, how these chicks know about soccer, hey, chicks know about soccer. But you look at their journey now and you say, it's exactly that.
Let's talk about this, man.
Hey!
Because you brought this and you really wanted to speak about this.
I mean, the thing is, I love music.
Yeah.
So part of my new journey will involve a musical element as well. This was brought onto Thursday Night Live by Jay Something of Mikasa.
Great guy.
So this was what, 2013. So it basically says Platinum Award, Thursday Night, presented to Thursday Night Live for Mikasa for contributing to sales in excess of 40,000 units. I was in Bloem and at the Cubana on a Sunday, very chilled Sunday. They're like, hey, Kabelo's going to come and perform. So like, hey, let me go check out my man Kabelo, and you know, so he was the main draw card, and then they had what we call in sport curtain raiser.
Yes.
Fagi curtain raiser again, Mikasa. Nobody knows Mikasa. They are an unknown entity.
It's a white boy.
And you know, but damn, did Mikasa not bring that whole Cubana down? People were like, yeah, sure. I mean, Kabelo came and did what Kabelo does, was rocking. But I was just like, my God.
Who are these guys?
These boys, what the hell, you know? So I went to Jay and like, hey, what the hell are you guys about? You know, so he was just like, Rob, man, I'm glad you enjoyed it. In fact, I've got the CD in the car. Maybe you can listen to it when you're driving back. And I'm like, go get the damn CD. You know, give me your number. So then on Thursday Night Live, because we were hosting artists that are known and unknown.
Yes.
You know, so it really,
it's a platform,
so I'm like, I'm going to put you on Thursday Night Live. Because he knew about, he was like, what? So we gave them their first TV appearance.
You kidding?
Wow.
Yeah. Mikasa.
We gave Mikasa their first appearance on TV. And from there, it just, so I think, I didn't expect it. I was on air. Then he came creeping in. Obviously organized with the producers to come in to surprise me with this, just to say thank you, you know, because it really propelled their musical journey as artists, and that's what we're literally all about, is just trying to assist people. We assisted them. I remember when we had Susan and Kumbule. What is that?
The soil.
The
soil.
So straight after doing the soil, the first call that came through Mbalula, hey man, Robbie, I need them to come to Cape Town tomorrow. Wow. You know, he was doing his budget speech for the sports portfolio committee, and he wanted them to come through. You know, so there are many stories. I saw Mr. Jerusalem before he became a hit.
For real.
Yeah. I mean, all the artists came on. When Zonke would come on, you know, one of my favorite artists is, she wanted a 12-piece. So we're like, no, we can only give you 9-piece band. So she would come there, set up a 9-piece band, perform. Wow. And the most musical thing, fusing music and sport.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a great combination.
Work like a charm. So
Amapiano, what do you think about Amapiano? Do you listen to it?
Ah, man, it's great. The evolution of music, because we do it so beautifully. I mean, the fact that about Beyonce were able to take dance moves from South Africa and incorporate them into their musical genres and dance moves and choreography says something about us, you know. Yeah. And the one thing, and you know, people always say, but hey, South African music, why doesn't it go big internationally? Maybe at times we're not being ourselves. Americans can do hip-hop. They can do all sorts of things by being American.
Yes.
So why do you want to now do what Americans do, but then hope that Americans are going to take a child from Africa and say, here is a child from Africa doing our stuff? Who's won the most Grammys in South Africa? Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Oh, yeah.
So why did they win? Because they stuck to being Ladysmith Black Mambazo.
Exactly.
You know, they didn't try to be anything like an opera performer.
Yeah.
And, you know, they stuck to being what they are, culturally delivering, and they've won the most. So everybody that gets to win is somebody that is stuck to their musical genre. Why do you think the Nigerian artists became so big? Why do you think the Davidos became so big? The WizKids became so big? It's because they take that is, but they bring it home. You're not trying to rehash. Americans are very talented. I always say, if Michael speaks with that voice that he had, was a one-hit wonder, then who are we? You know, so it's a mess, man. You got to just be yourself. So Amapiano, beautiful.
Last song you listened to that made you cry, like, oh, you're like,
cry. Not woo tando kala.
But the last song that you were jamming to in your Mercedes GLC 325IA 4-pipe.
Why are you dreaming on my behalf? This guy, he's laughing at my Ava's car outside. One day, Baba, one day, those dreams will come true. I love Donny, man. From a gospel, Donny McCluggan. Yeah, give me any Holy is Thy Name. That song will always trigger me. Any Donny McCluggan song. Yeah. Will always trigger me.
Robert Marawa, thank you so much for the time, man. This was amazing,
thank you,
man.
Thanks for the invitation.
Can we rock? Where's his camera? Here. Let's vendorize it there. Just add Kezu.
Silibambile ke uhlelo lomnandi le podcast and chill no MacG. Sikhatsi sokuhamba ke manje. Sese varsity nje. Shelele.
Legendary.
Shivers down my spine. Goosebumps. Favorite series? What are you watching right now?
Dude, I'm useless with TV.
Queen Sono, nothing.
Jomo Sono. I watch Jomo every day.
We are here, podcast and chill. Boom.
Yo, what's happening? Thank you so much, chillers, for the continued support. Always remember, make sure you subscribe and you like. And also, if you like, you can become a subscriber. And yeah. Yo, what is happening? Shout out for your continued support on Podcast and Chill. Make sure you subscribe and like. They subscribe and they like, right? Oh, that one. All right. Yo, what's happening? Shout out to... Nah, fuck. Let's go again. Me there, nah. To paint me. Yo, what is happening? Shout out. Thank you guys so much for the support. And always remember to subscribe and like. And you can also become a member and subscribe to Patreon and, you know, throw the coins a bit. All right, peace. Love you though so much. Last one? Yeah. Yo, thank you guys so much for your fucking continued support. Please remember to subscribe, like, and do all those things. Become a member, a patron if you want to bless us a bit and, you know, throw the coins that make them dance on the podcast. Peace. Love you so much.